David Ulibarri lived in this home for 13 years.
It was nice. It was 3-bedroom. It suited me, wife, and the grandkids. And 2 houses over was my daughter.
But over the holidays and in the middle of the pandemic, his landlord wanted him out because he wanted to sell this house.
So he threatened that if we didn't move, he was going to take us to court and sue us.
And so that's what the landlord did. Ulibarri agreed to move.
I'm already 68. You know, their family and everything is just rough. I mean, it's embarrassing.
While Ulibarri was not evicted, there is a Supreme Court order banning landlords for kicking out tenants. However, it doesn't protect everyone.
The state stand evictions only applies to tenants who are being evicted for non-payment of rent.
UNM professors Elizabeth Alia and Serge Martinez are housing advocates. Since the beginning of the pandemic, they've been tracking evictions.
We have less than half the number of landlord-tenant cases filed at this time this year than in a typical year before COVID. So there's definitely been an effect by just the existence of these moratoria.
Still, not everyone was safe. Landlords were still finding ways to evict New Mexicans in the middle of the pandemic. According to the data, there were 13,204 evictions filed in the state since the Supreme Court issued the stay.
You have an unauthorized pet. You have someone staying with you longer than the 3 days that your lease technically allows. You made a lot of noise.
And then there were tenants who were protected because they couldn't pay their rent, who still got kicked out.
Tenants have to go to court. They have to attend their hearing, and they have to explain to the court that they are not paying their rent because they are affected by COVID. Many tenants in New Mexico don't know that they have that available to them and never go to court. They're too focused on trying to move. They don't necessarily go or take advantage of that.
There are people who have taken advantage of the assistance that is offered to them, but the clock is ticking on when the state will lift the ban on evictions.
It's not going to be forever, when we just don't know. They could be meeting right now to decide to lift it this afternoon. I suspect that's not the case, but it's definitely not going to be, a permanent feature of life in New Mexico.
If the state Supreme Court doesn't give any kind of a advance notice or warning, then at that point it could cause total havoc in the system, and you will end up possibly having people homeless.
Jack Corder is the president of the Albuquerque Metro chapter of the National Association of Residential Property Managers.
There are owners out there that manage their own properties that could care less, and if you don't pay your rent on time, they just as soon throw you on the street.
Ulibarri was lucky enough to not be forced to live on the streets.
So we had to stay with my daughter, my brother, and we just bounced back and forth in between until we finally got this house.